Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here. I am Erica with EG Wellness Body and Mind Transformations. Today, we are going to talk about how to stop the diet and overeating cycle, even if you've tried all of the things. So I call this Mind Mapping 101, where you change your mind to change your world to break that yo-yo diet cycle. So I want to be clear, right? Because you're all likely here because you've tried a fair amount of stuff to lose weight and it comes off. But then it comes back on with a few extra unwanted friends. This is pretty normal, right? So that's why I want to be really clear at the beginning here that you are not broken. This is what most people experience, unfortunately, due to our diet industry. It is normal because the right tools and processes have not been put in place to set you up for success in the first place. Okay, so let's start with how the human behavior cycle works, which is this diagram, and how it relates to overeating. And yes, this does include emotional eating. You may be thinking, I'm not an emotional eater. Okay, I have heard this many times from people, and as a conversation develops, there comes the aha moments where they do indeed agree and become aware that they are an emotional eater after all. So the reason why this isn't so bloody obvious in the first place is it can run on both a conscious and subconscious level. So the known versus the unknown. Okay, we work off of 90% of us on the subconscious level and 10% in the conscious level, so our higher thinking brain. We do that because we need to save energy. We can't think about all the information that's coming in all day long. So we make patterns and generalizations, and this is where the behavior cycle comes in. And this is where we get stuck, is because of this process. We need it to survive, but yet it's still not always working for us. So for example, let's start with this first part. Everything starts with an event, right? Something has to happen. For example, your boss questions your abilities today in some way, shape, or form, and that left you feeling weird, unwanted, unworthy, unappreciated, whatever that comes up for that particular person or you. I'm sure we've all been there on some level. We all have a lot of great bosses, I'm sure, in the past. But these feelings that are coming up are coming from a core value that you hold near and dear, and they just crossed. Okay. This is not something we're thinking about on a conscious level. It just happens automatically. This is the true trigger. So something happens, it crossed a belief or a core value that you have, and it triggered emotion, and it triggered something inside of you. Okay. So no one gets upset about things they don't value, right? If you don't care about something, you don't care about something. But when you care about something, you feel it inside. You can feel the difference when you give a crap or not about something, right? So what value or belief did that, event just cross to make that person react that way? This is where the true change comes from, way at the beginning of the process. And then we navigate the strings and the things that happen next. This cycle is where most people need help to look through a different set of lenses. It is very difficult for us to see the forest through the trees. So let's move on to that next box. So these are the stories we all have that we spin, AKA excuses that keep us stuck. These are the stories that sound like, I have failed at this before, so I must suck. I have been yelled at before, so it must be me. I feel like crap, so I'm going to give myself a treat. So you get the idea? We come up with something, we make an excuse, we justify our actions, and then we move forward. And the more we do it, the more it becomes a habit, the more it becomes natural, but then we feel guilty about it at the end. We all use food to cover up some type of feeling, right? Feelings can be anything: happy, sad, tired, bored, angry, fidgety. This is where the mental reframing comes in. So getting rid of the I can'ts, I shoulds, I need to, I have to, I tried. These just fly out of our mouths on autopilot. We don't even know we're saying it half the time. Okay, when we think and talk this way, where does that drive us? It doesn't even feel good to say that, right? It puts us in a place of desperation and no choices. When you say, I can't do something, well, then that means you can't, right? There's no road. There's no like, even try. I tried to do something can be sticky with some people. Well, I tried. Usually when you say it like that, right? I tried. Even if you say, I tried, it's the definition of I tried means you attempted but did not reach your goal. So that's still a word of desperation and of no choices. So we have to learn how to reframe that. So again, this is a place of judgment. So anytime we use this word, we're judging ourselves that we should be doing something different. And that's because we're comparing ourselves to something else, which may or may not be false. And it deflates us before we even get started. So next is our choices. We got the conditioned response, which is the habitual, 90% of the time. And we have the conscious decision, which is 10%, which is our higher thinking critical brain. Okay, there's a reason it's built this way, because we cannot have all that information and process it on a very high level thinking, or we'd explode, because we have all 5 senses that come in all the time. So we have to put things generalized and put them in a conditioned response based off of the experiences that we had in the past. Those don't always serve us very well because of things that have happened in our past and the associative memory that we do have. So here's our choice. Do we take the red pill or do we take the blue pill? And also, do you remember back in psychology class, Pavlov's dog, right? They trained him to, obviously the dog automatically salivates when he sees food, because that's, a habitual thing for him for survival. But then they train him to salivate with just the bell ringing. That's a programmed, a conditioned response. It's crazy, right? That's exactly how our brains work too. We can condition things to work for us or against us. So we need to reprogram, getting our higher thinking brain involved so we can start to shift that response to a new response that serves us better. We create space around this so we can kick that higher level brain in. So this, in a nutshell, is how we change our habits to change our lifestyle, to get our optimal weight, right? So you can call this optimal weight, desired weight, weight maintenance, weight loss, whatever that resonates with you, without crazy stupid diets and hard challenges that just make you feel miserable. There's a much easier way, and it sticks because we're working at it on a fundamental core level. Okay. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, this means you can have cake and wine or beer and cheese while going through the process, because thin people eat it, right? Thin people eat all sorts of varieties of food. They don't tell themselves that they can't have cheese unless, of course, they have a lactose intolerance. And even then, they'll have it sometimes every once in a while. It's the mental programming and the rules you are putting yourself against and comparing yourself against what? Faulty information. It needs to be reprogrammed, reframing the mind so we can make it a nice aligned attempt without the guilt and shame while still eating the things you love. Very important concepts here. There's a lot more to dive into. This is the basic structure of how it all works on a fundamental level. So thank you so much for watching. This is Erica, the Habit Hacker with EG Wellness Body and Mind Transformations. Have a lovely, lovely day.